So obviously we talk about how, what last week, the Embiid injury, Maxey injury, but it wasn't all bad last week. So in the game that Maxey does get hurt, he had 24 points at halftime, and then he didn't come back and play the rest of the game. He was going to have an amazing game. But we pull off the victory against the second seeded Milwaukee Bucks, 110-102. But there was some kind of more to this win. So after the game's over, Giannis, I think, went 6 of 15 from the free throw line in that game. After the game, he wants to practice his free throws. And there was kind of an incident where our crew was trying to clean up the floor because there was an event going on right after the game, but Giannis wanted to continue to shoot his free throws. So Montrezl Harrell takes the ball, he takes his ball and then does his own workout. Everyone thought Giannis was done for the night. Giannis comes back out goes to the locker room, comes out with another ball. And then as they're still continuing to clean up, Giannis takes the ladder and pushes it to the side and throws it down, actually hits the court. So kind of wild. Man, there's a lot more to the story, but that's pretty much it in a nutshell. But I got to ask you guys, Eric, you can tell us, have you ever seen anything like that before in your time and playing in the NBA where there was contention?
No, most of the time, the guys when I played didn't shoot like after games like that. A lot of times people, they just didn't do it. Like, I think that's a new thing. And people that did it, they did it like where it was another court inside the building. So if people would do it, they would go do it at where, maybe a practice court. But I didn't see a lot of people. Because back then the rules were, I don't know, with COVID, people don't necessarily wait around for people after games like they did when I played. So when I played, like, you would give people guest passes to wait for you after the game, where everybody waited outside, in the stands. I don't know if they still do that. So you have all these people that's in the stands recording you while you recording everything you do. Like, it's different. You know what I'm saying? So I don't remember people doing that on the court, like the main court that we just played on. But like I said, I do practice courts. I've seen a lot of places had practice courts inside the building where you can go and shoot. I think Philly might have been the only place where I played that didn't have that. A lot of places that came after Philly started to build a secondary court in the arena. So I don't know, man. I think it could have easily been avoided from both sides. If the guy wants to do it, the Bucks should have had someone go out there and handle it and make sure it was okay before Giannis ever got out there. If the Sixers were doing it, if they would have had communication between the Sixers and the Bucks, and there was some form of communication, they could have been like, hey, we're having this event afterwards. Okay, well, can we have, since you don't have an auxiliary court here, can we have 30 minutes before you do it? Like, they could have figured it out. Like, it should have never got to that point. But that's what happens when you don't have the people that's supposed to be figuring it out, taking care of it, handling it. This is what happens.
Yeah. I can't find, there was a good thread on this yesterday for a guy who inquired about all this. Apparently, you're supposed to ask permission before the game starts if you can do it afterwards. And then they're supposed to give you access because there was a function after the game at the arena. That's why they needed to break it down quickly. So they said that.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, but if the game is at night and it's 10, 11 o'clock at night, like, what kind of function are you going to have?
I don't know. That sounded kind of weird to me.
On the court, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. A late prom, a late home.
Yeah, like, what are you going to have?
I don't know. Yeah, that sounded weird to me too.
I get you having a function, like, but once he's out there, whoever was out there, go to your boss. Like, hey, Stu's out here shooting. Like, what do you want us to do? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, like, if that was a Sixers player that did that, do you think they would have, when he moved the ladder, do you think they would have moved the ladder back?
Well, no, because apparently Harold told him to stop. Apparently, there's a lot of apparentlys with this, but apparently Harold told him to stop shooting so he could work out.
And then he went to the other side of the court and started shooting around.
Yeah. But then he didn't like that. He kind of just ignored him and kept doing it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't there, so I'm not going.
People have posted videos of Embiid shooting after the game. I think New Orleans.
Yeah, I understand that, but we weren't there, so it's too many voices. It's too much talking.
Yeah, there's a lot.
All this other stuff about what's going on. All I'm saying is, it could have been handled. It should have been handled. When these guys are doing this and they're shooting on the court, it's not them going and asking. Giannis is not going to ask the Sixers, can he do it?
Right.
So the people that needed to do it didn't do it. So if Giannis says, I want to go shoot, somebody with the Bucks should have been like, hey, let's go make sure this is okay.
Yeah, yeah. And then the same guy said when he went, apparently,
there you go.
The ball incident happened, he went to the locker room. They said he missed his last 2 free throws after the game and was pissed off about that. So he grabbed another ball to spite everyone and to keep doing it to piss people off, apparently. Again,
we don't know that for sure. That's
a lot of speculation.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not going by all these opinions. Because they're like politics right now. They're going to be one-sided. Whatever side you own, that's what you're going to think. That's what you're going to believe.
Everyone's it's funny, everyone's chiming in. I saw Jerry Harrison Jr. said in baseball, it's very similar that before your game, you can do whatever you want. After the game, if you want to keep working out, you have to get the facility's permission. He's like, I'm not sure how basketball is, but I'm sure it's the same or close to it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I've seen people do it. Like I said, like when I was coaching now, like people do it, but it's a process in doing it. All I'm saying is whatever that process in doing it, it comes from both sides in that process.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, the process didn't happen. Yeah. So let's move on from it and make sure nothing's happened. All I know is since it's happened, Giannis played another game. Nothing was done.
Yeah.
And I think that if it was such a big issue, the league would have addressed it.
If it wasn't a facilities thing, do you guys think Harold's petty for not letting Giannis work out?
I mean, I wouldn't have wanted someone from another team on the same court as me.
That's what he said too. This isn't bleeping Milwaukee. Get the shit out of here is what he said.
I don't know. I wouldn't have been like that. I would have been like, yo, y'all gotta go to the other court, to the other side. Like, so that's what I'm saying. So from both sides, it wasn't addressed. So if you Giannis, you say, hey, he don't want me shooting down here, then I go down here and it's a problem. Then what's the deal there?
Mm-hmm.
Because the ladder is not down there, right? Am I right? Was the ladder down there where he's at, and were they taking up the court where he was shooting? Like, I'm confused.
I think the ladder was off to the side. It wasn't like directly on the hoop. It was off to the side. They weren't working on that yet, on that hoop yet.
There you go. I don't know. I don't think it's worth any time, to be honest with you.
I will say a lot of people praise, because a lot of people who have been dogging the Montrez signing so far, everyone said the Montrez Harrell signing was worth it based on the way he and Giannis' brother got into it after the game. After that whole thing had happened, Trez pretty much said, "I'll beat your ass" to his brother. And I thought that
I'm not really worried about him fighting him. I'm worried about if we're going to stop Giannis when we play them.
Oh boy, that is going to be.
Yeah, I'm not worried about all that other stuff. That's what I'm more worried about. So
when is that? You know what?
When we go to Milwaukee the next time, let's stop him, because he's gonna try to give us a.
Oh man, well, he's gonna juice up before that game. Okay,
yes. He's gonna try to give us. He's gonna try to give us 50. So let's stop him then. I don't work. This other stuff is really irrelevant.
He's gonna get an adrenaline shot before that game.
Yeah.
That's on Saturday, ABC primetime.
Wow.
5:30.
Okay.
March 4th.
Yes. Let's stop him then. Not now. Not after the game and all that. His brother. No. Let's worry about defending him.
We have 2 games at Milwaukee because we already played both at Philly. So they're oh man.
Let's worry about stopping him. and then possibly seeing him in the playoffs.
Yeah. Now there's bad blood.
Yes, let's worry more about that.
Now there's bad blood. Yeah. Because you know what? If it stayed between facilities and Giannis, I feel like this kind of would have blew over. But once Harrell got involved, it became like a player versus player team, a team versus team thing. Right?
I mean, my thing is I've always had a little beef with people talking trash to people that they don't guard.
Yeah, Harrell ain't guarding him.
If
I was PJ Tucker or Embiid, I'd be like, bro, it's hard.
I wouldn't say anything. I'm just saying I've always had, like people would talk trash to people that they were defending.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you'd say that, Eric. You were the guarding people in the guard.
I'm guarding people all the time.
Guard heavy era.
That's this dude that I'm guarding. Like, yo, no, I'm guarding him, right? Not you.
Have you ever told a teammate that before?
Yes. Sure. You're guarding him. What you supposed to get all right for? Is
that because did you do it immediately, or did you wait to see how the player reacted? And once the player turned it up a notch, you're like, "Yo, dude, he's doing this because you talking shit."
I didn't do it in front of the opposing player, but I'm like, dude, don't give him a reason to start playing.
Yeah,
just he having a rough night. Just leave it there.
Yeah. Let him.
Yeah. So I forgot. I'm not saying names of who the people were, but I was defending someone and he was having an off night, and they wanted to. Of course, as soon as they start talking trash, he makes his next shot. Oh. So I'm like, dude, don't give him a reason to want to start playing. Like, he really had packed it in. It was an off night. Leave it there.
I want to know who it was.
Yeah, leave it there. No, we good. No, I ain't.
It was just an off night. It's not too bad.
Yeah, it was an off night. So.
But March though, so that's the next time we see Giannis. Okay, that's fine. It's about 4 months for him to let this whole thing go away.
Absolutely, he's never going to forget.
No, this going to be like this every time. Mm-hmm. He's not going to let that go. His blueprint's different. He's not going. He's going to remember this.
Yeah, especially guys who look for extra edges. This is it.
Yeah. He'll remember this.
This is
maybe next year it'll be gone, but this year it's not gone at all.
Nah, no way.
Every time we see him.
Well, it's a really weird situation. It's not like you talk shit in the game. It was the first and last time this has probably ever happened to him before. So it's like a really weird situation. It's not just we bumped, in the heat of the game this happened. No, it was just cool down.
He different, man. Like, he different, man. You ever seen his story? See how he came up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When he came here, man, didn't buy a car because he felt bad. So he used to walk and run to the games. Like, come on, man.
Crazy.
He's gonna slaughter us next time we play.
I was just saying, look, that's one dude. I'm like, I trust. Maybe people don't trust his game or his skill set, but I trust his body of work.
Yeah,
I trust his effort.
Yeah, no.
I mean, they were complaining how hard he played in the All-Star games.
Yeah.
Guys were complaining, saying he played too hard.
Mm-hmm.
Then we know one way.
Yeah. I don't think he's a bad guy. I don't think he did that because
I don't think any of them are bad guys.
He was pissed. He was just pissed off because he shot.
It was a situation that should have been handled different. But
he was frustrated.
Good guys can do some things that aren't right.
Yeah.
I'm sure him. If he could have done it differently, it would have been done differently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I mean, I believe I didn't see exact quote, but I'm sure he tried to clear it up. Mm-hmm. But like I said, he played in games since then. So, from a league perspective, it's not an issue.
Yeah. I just think it was a combination of having an off shooting night and losing that game. And then directly after the game, you got, someone holding the ball away from you, not letting you shoot. And then that's kind of what sparked him throwing that. So.
Yeah,
it shows you how mad he. I'll tell you how you know how mad he was. The bringing the ball back out once he went to the locker room. That walk to wherever the back is to get a ball and walk back out. That's pure. That's he's pissed off.
He has his mind made up what he's doing.
Yeah. No, that was a screw this. Watch this. That's what it was. Take this ball away is what that was.
Yeah.
We'll definitely have that game circled on our calendar for that March.
Yeah, everybody will be.
Yeah, and hopefully we have our full arsenal back for that game because I don't want to play that angry Giannis without our guys.
Yeah,
I'll be ready.